Joining us right now to continue our discussion and give more analysis on what we just heard from the special counsel is Sam Nunberg. Sam Nunberg is an attorney and former advisor to President Trump. He was also a witness in the special counsel's investigation. Sam, good to talk to you. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right. I'm surprised a little bit. I'm texting right now. We're going to have Jerry Corsi coming up, Dr. Corsi, with us in just a moment, who was also involved in this investigation. He says this looks like it's a, setting Congress up for impeachment here. I think it maybe puts some finality on it, because we know, and we heard this emphatically from Robert Mueller, that he is not going to testify or say anything more that isn't in the report. And what we heard from him today, we knew already.
Hey, John, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I was surprised that Mueller decided to say in his closing statement today that he does not want to testify. And he made a point essentially to say he doesn't even think he should testify in private either, in a closed-door hearing, that he said the report speaks for itself. I can tell you, as somebody that has dealt with these Inspector General reports or reports for other clients, of findings and things, you always want to hear from the head of the investigation, because you're not asking them to add anything, but you, John, would normally want to get color out of those findings and out of the words that are in the four corners of that document. And the fact that Mueller said today he doesn't want to testify in public, the fact that he said he could not find any collusion between the Trump campaign or any criminal conspiracy between the Trump campaign and the Russians, even if he used the term insufficient evidence, this is still a win, I believe, for Donald J. Trump. And really what it ultimately does is put more pressure on Nancy Pelosi to either put up or shut up on impeachment, which I think she's going to start hearing, if she wasn't yet, after last week with the president and with the president's actions after she had her meeting with him. If she wasn't going to hear it then, she's going to hear it even more today, because Mueller once again referenced his obstruction volume 2 of the report. He said the findings are there, and if you go to the report itself, he didn't mention this in his statement, but if you go to the report, he mentions how it's Congress's duty to judge. Exactly.
That was, the underlying statement when he made that portion of his statement about the fact that it is unfair to charge someone when there is no court in which to defend that charge. The only place where this could be heard is in the impeachment proceeding in the House Judiciary Committee, and then eventually in the Senate. And of course, we know, Sam, that the Republicans in the Senate are not going to take up any impeachment charge if it were to pass the House. So the term we were using earlier with Michael Caputo and with Brett Winterble, it would be a kamikaze mission for Democrats to actually move forward with impeachment. Do you agree?
No, I don't. I think that this whole idea that it's a win for the Republicans or a win for Donald Trump if he is a president who is impeached is nonsensical. I think at best it's a wash. You have to realize that these impeachment hearings would probably, through the House, they would get them up to the Senate by the end of this year into early next year. And the trial itself would take a week at most to 2 weeks. And then, of course, the president would not be indicted. You may have some Republicans who vote for it on the margins. Of course, Mitt Romney probably will, but then, maybe a Ben Sasse, and it remains to be seen what Susan Collins and Michael Bennet would do. But in any event, you still don't want to be a president who was impeached, whether or not the Republicans, obviously he will not lose any of his 96% of support in the Republican base, John. But on the other hand, I think it would also motivate Democrats more for the 2020 election. And it's just not a good look for that 20% of the independents, which then make up the 5% of swing voters in the general. So is it a kamikaze mission from the point of view, is he going to be indicted and removed from office? No. But is it good for him being reelected? I think it's a net negative.
Yeah, I mean, you can't deny the fact that sometimes those kamikaze missions were direct blows and did sink some ships along the way.
So it matters how you look at it, John.
Right.
John, so
that's why we use that analogy, Sam. We do got to run. We got to get to another commercial break. But Sam, we'll hear from you again very soon. You can catch Sam here on Newsmax TV quite frequently. Sam Nunberg, subject to the investigation, getting his reaction on what we heard from Robert Mueller. Thanks so much, Sam.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel in 65 million homes. Please hit the like icon and share this video with your friends. And then check out Newsmax TV. We're in all the major cable systems. You can also go to newsmaxtv.com and click on the Find Newsmax tab to locate us. Remember, Newsmax TV, where real news for real people.